Hi, everybody. Greetings from Clasheen. I am so excited that the 3-day Eco Printing Bootcamp is almost about to kick off. We start on Monday and today is Saturday. So I'm very busy preparing everything behind the scenes and just getting organized so that I can give you the best experience on the day. Or on the 3 days. So the reason for the live stream now is I just wanted to make sure that if people weren't 100% confident about what was actually happening, I wanted just to explain a small bit about how the bootcamp will run and just see were there any questions as well. And it's lovely to see people watching live now. If you're watching live or on the replay, feel free to leave a comment letting me know where you are tuning in from. So I'm going to just kick straight off and say, my name is Nicola Brown. I'm a textile artist developing a sustainable practice in rural Southeast Ireland. And I'm going to be your hostess for the 3 days of the Eco Printing Bootcamp. And behind the scenes, I'm going to have Shauna helping me. Now, Shauna is what's called a digital VA, a virtual assistant. Shauna lives fairly close to me in Ireland, but currently she's actually traveling on the continent. She's in Europe. So she's going to be joining in from some sunny location, and she's going to be helping me with questions and things like that so that I can concentrate on delivering content. But if you have a question, either for me now about how things are going to be run, or if you have a question during the boot camp, you can ask your questions in the comment facility, either on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching the live stream. And Sean is going to field the questions for me, because on previous boot camps, it has been rather hectic. And I can see that questions and comments are coming in, but it takes me a while to look through them. So Shauna is going to field all of those for me and flag questions that need to be answered. So that's going to be great. I am delighted that that is going to be happening. Aurelia, woo, hi from Clasheen. Big hugs from Pip for you. And Mary's in Connecticut. Hey, Mary. Sabina's in Colombia, or not, yes, Colombia SC. Now, I'm not quite sure which state that is in the USA. And oh, here we have somebody from Idaho, from Boise, I think. What a wonderful name, Lavender Stamper. That's a really fabulous name. I'm not sure if it is actually your name, but it's fabulous. So I'm just going to share a little bit about the bootcamp. So the bootcamp is my way of sharing information with you in a simple way. You are not going to be doing hands-on work during the boot camp. I'm going to strip everything back to the basics, and I am going to answer all the questions, the most popular questions that I get asked time after time after time. And I'm going to equip you with the knowledge that you can go out and you can make extremely beautiful eco prints yourselves. And so what you need is an inquiring mind. You need peace and quiet. You need a notebook for all the notes you're going to take, and obviously a pen to write them down. So that's the first thing. So it's going to be running at 6 p.m. each night, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So that's actually the same time as we are here today. So it's going to be running at 6 p.m. And I would anticipate that each evening will be approximately 1 hour of content and learning and questions and answers. Now, if I get asked more questions, I am happy to stay on the live stream for a little bit longer. So please don't be nervous or anxious. We're a very big group. It's extremely exciting seeing all the registrations coming in. So I don't want anybody to be anxious and afraid to ask a question. I'm here to help you, and please ask me the questions. Now, I have a Facebook group, and there's the link to the group. It's also going to be in this video description below. If you'd like to join the group, it's a lovely way of sharing pictures of your work that you're creating, eco printing without using traditional powdered mordants, and of meeting other people who are in the group, who are in my membership club, and who are attending the bootcamp as well. So that's just something to consider, joining the Facebook group. And then this is just really brief information. On day one, I'm going to just clear all the clutter. I'm going to get straight into it because there is so much information available on the internet. So there's so much information you can find about eco printing, but without knowing the people involved, you can't possibly tell if what they are sharing with you is going to work. The amount of times I've seen tutorials on YouTube, for example, that get like tens of thousands of views, and I'm just shuddering because the people are working on fabric that has not been mordanted, and they are working often using flowers, and you might get a bit of a print, and then a week later it's either going to have totally washed out or be brown. So what I'm sharing during the boot camp, I work without traditional powdered mordants in what's called a dirty pot. So I will be sharing exactly how to set your pot up from scratch, what you need, etc., etc. And I can guarantee you that the prints that you're going to achieve if you use the recommended vegetation, they are going to give you colorful and color fast, washable prints time after time. So the basics are going to be the foundation on day one. And I highly recommend, if you can't watch the bootcamp live and you're watching it afterwards, even if you have experienced eco printing, I recommend you watch the days in the order in which they are released. So day one first, then day two, and then day three, to get the most out of the information. So on day two, I'm going to continue with all that foundational information. I'm going to share one of my favorite ways of eco printing on cellulose fabric. I'm going to discuss different types of vegetation, depending on different parts of the world where you are living in. And then on day three, I'm going to primarily concentrate on eco printing garments. For example, this top that I'm wearing, it's more abstract in design. I bought this for $1 in Newcastle when I was facilitating a wonderful retreat on Lake Macquarie in Australia. And I bought this for $1 and I just printed it while I was doing the workshop. So I'm going to share tips about what to look for when you're looking for garments to upcycle. I'll briefly mention about eco printing fabric for those of you who sew. And I'm also going to give you some recommended suppliers that I like using myself, ethical suppliers, so that you know where you can actually buy fabric online. Oh, here we have more people coming in. A Facebook user from New York. Now, before the streams, the bootcamp starts, if you allow StreamYard to have access to your Facebook profile, then I can see who you are. Like, for example, Maggie. Hi, Maggie. I bought soap from Maggie at Rhinebeck Sheep and Wool Festival many years ago. And Maggie is one of the founding members in my Eco Print and Wet Felt Club. And great to see you join us here. Maggie, thank you. And Rhonda's in Alaska. Wow, we're all over the place. And here's somebody saying, Nicola started me on my eco printing journey. This is a great opportunity to go from it. So this is a question now here. If we miss the live stream, where can we find the recorded videos? So everybody who registers for the bootcamp, I'm going to be sending you a series of emails next week, and they will contain the links for the videos. So you've no need to worry about that. You will be able to find the videos afterwards. And if you get tired of the emails from me, just ignore them. But you will get those emails as and, you know, when I haven't got the videos. Because I'm live streaming, I have to set the videos up. I'll be doing all of that tomorrow, but I won't have links for them until the morning that they go live. So you'll get the links. And so Aloha. Okay, so back to some of the questions I'm going to answer for you during the bootcamp. So day 1, it's going to be the foundations. Day 2, more about vegetation and cellulose fabric. Day 3, eco printing garments and sculptural felt. But the questions that are going to be answered during the bootcamp, if you're a total beginner, like, where do you begin? How do you start the dirty pot? How much equipment do you need to have? Can you work in a small space? Can you work in your kitchen, for example? And then once you start, can you reuse the pot liquid, or how do you store it? People always are interested about getting crisp and clear eco prints. Sometimes people want to achieve specific colors. So those will be things that I will discuss. Is eco printing in a small kitchen safe? If you live in an apartment, can you eco print in your kitchen? That's a question that I will cover. How much space, where to source your supplies, maybe you're on a budget. I'll give you a few ideas for that. And then fabric and suppliers. I'm going to share some of my favorite ethical suppliers because it can be difficult. I mean, we all think we have it difficult wherever we live. In Ireland, being a small country, I have to order a lot of my supplies online. But if you live in a rural community, that's probably you as well. And I will just clearly explain how you prepare your fabric before you start to eco print it, and then also how to finish it afterwards and how to care for it in the future. So those are all things that I'm going to cover during the 3-day bootcamp. So I'm just going to throw it open out there. Do any of you now have a question about anything, about the way it's going to run, or are you all happy? So if you have a question, just drop it in as a comment now, please. And I'll just have a little drink. Not a very healthy drink, a Diet Coke. Perfect. So I don't see any questions. So it's going to be very structured. 6 p.m. Irish time each evening, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All you need is a notepad and paper. The videos will all be streamed live, but they will be hosted and available to view afterwards. For those of you who register, you'll be getting emails, and I will have all the links for the various videos in the emails. And okay, so Sabina has a question here. How much rust water should we have on hand? So Sabina, I'm not sure if you missed the very first thing I said during this little chat, and that was that we're not doing hands-on work during the bootcamp. I'm going through everything with you and arming you with the knowledge to have really successful eco prints. But the eco printing process takes a long time. I'll go into that with you when you're working without mordants. So you need a notebook, a pen and paper. That's all you need for the bootcamp. And then I will certainly be chatting about rust water. I also have done, I have some little video clips of unbundling and things like that. And I will be discussing some of my favorite ways or simple ways of bundling garments. That will all be on the 3rd day. So that's it. There are no more questions. And okay, so Sabina, if you are making some in a small jar, that's not a big enough amount. You need really, realistically, I would make my rust water in a bucket. But I will explain all of that in the bootcamp, and I will explain how to do that from start to finish. So don't worry about it. I mean, a jar will make a little, it will be helpful, but it won't be sufficient for your needs if you want to do cellulose garments, for example. Anyway, I really appreciate that you, so many of you are watching live. That's fantastic. So I'm really excited. It's going to be really lively. Shona will be with me, and I'll introduce you to her when I start the first stream on Monday. If you have any questions, please drop them as a comment. And oh wow, hey, another Nicola from Dublin. Greetings from from Carlo. It's going to be great fun. So look, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in now. I'm really looking forward to Monday. You can drop questions in, you know, as a comment after this live stream ends. And then if some of you have not already registered for the workshop, I'm going to put that link in the video description as well, so you can see it in the video description afterwards once the stream has ended. And I'll also have a link in the video description for the Facebook group too. So this is something, one more thing. So I would like to learn how to store or preserve plant matter for a later time or off seasons. Perfect. That's something, thank you for reminding me about that. I will discuss that on the vegetation day. Okay, over now from Clasheen. See you on Monday.